Greetings, this is Edward Ojambo. Ojambo.com has a new article about advanced editors. We're going to review Eclipse, so the link is ojambo.com/eclipse-advanced-editor-review. I came up with 20 things I need personally for an advanced text editor. So I'm going to review Eclipse and see how it performs for those features. This is just a text editor review. It's not about programming. A little bit of programming, mostly it's going to be about text editing features of Eclipse. If you ever need help with web or mobile applications, you can visit ojamboservices.com. That's ojamboservices.com in the Toronto, Ontario, Canada area. Okay, let's begin. This is Eclipse. First thing I'm going to do is look at the theme. You can obviously I downloaded some extra themes. I can use the system theme, which is so that's fine. You can dark and light as well. Now for the drag and drop into the editor, you notice it opens up in a new tab, which is the feature we want. Now for very large files, one thing I like about Eclipse is that it does not crash. It gives a warning, which is fine, because usually when you're working and you open up files, the last thing you need is a crash. So that obviously passes very well. It also gives you an option to restart if you want. I will restart later. Next, obviously we can move the tabs, position them anywhere you want them. Now we're going to do the one of the problems I don't like about Eclipse is that you can't open another instance of Eclipse, especially if you have multiple monitors. But one nice feature is the multiple editor view. So you notice I can switch them to different editors, and you can then position them anywhere you want. You can have multiple vertical and horizontal editor views, as many as you need. So that passes with flying colors, as my mom would say. Next, I'm going to try to create a non-project file. Remember, I'm testing the editor features, so usually you need to create files which don't necessarily fit with the project. And you see it doesn't allow me to do anything here because it's non-editor specific. It's non-project specific. So this is another problem, is when I try to open something that I don't have a plugin for, it will fail. But one nice feature is we have word wrap. That's the plugin you need. And then you can, the shortcut is Control. What's that shortcut there? Word wrap, Control-Alt-E. Control-Alt-E, it works very nicely. And also works for spell check, works very well. Can highlight any errors. And there's no word count, so we have to skip that. We can jump to line, go to line, Control Home to go to the top, and Control N to go to the bottom of the file. So that works very well, and jump to a specific line. Next, we're going to look at indentation. That's under General, Editors, Text Editors, and you can display tab width, or you can use spaces instead, so that's a nice feature to have. This particular version, for some reason, is a bug. It doesn't do the font scaling, but you can change the fonts to whatever size or color you want, or you can use a system font. That's a very good feature. Now next we're going to do the find and replace using regular expressions. This works very well, except that it doesn't do the entire session. You have to do each document individually, which is it's not a very good feature. Even the most simplest editors do have this feature. So I can do selected lines. All just means the document. It's not all the other documents which are open. So in this particular example, I'm just going to look for the word eclipse. A regular expression, basically it's bounded. E, it's a word that ends with an E. So it's basically eclipse. And I want to replace it with the same word, just the brackets. Do I replace all just for the document? Didn't place the other document. But I can select specific lines and click on that and replace all, and that works. Obviously, undo feature also works very well. It tells me how many times the replacements have taken place. Next, I'm going to do the multi-language syntax highlighting. As you can see, there's PHP, we have HTML, and we have JavaScript, and you can tell the difference between which is which. It's a nice color coordinate, and you can choose the theme as well. I just like the plain theme, it just looks better. If you notice I don't have code folding, that's because I need to restart Eclipse because it ran out of memory when I tried to open the big file. So I've refreshed Eclipse, reopened it, and code folding works. Okay, so next we're going to do the rectangular block selection, the column. I'm going to test it with the word soft wrap enabled and disabled. So usually just to press the shortcut key for this one is, oh, it's not here. I have to go back to the view, and shortcut keys for rectangular block selection is Shift Alt S, or you can change it to whatever key you prefer. There's also a little shortcut right there, toggle it, and that's how you select it. Very, very nice. And even when the word wrap is enabled, you can still select them. Unfortunately, Eclipse doesn't have multiple selections, so I have to skip that. This is basically where you select specific parts of text you want to do something to. It doesn't have that feature. So we can move on to distraction-free mode. So we can obviously minimize, you can get rid of the line numbers, and then you can minimize all the panes. So there don't be any distractions. Next, we're going to look at the file manager. Obviously, it's for projects only. So what we'll do is minimize Eclipse here. I'll make it smaller. And from the file manager, I can drag and drop files which are not text files. That's very handy, especially when you're doing like web programming or even mobile applications. Another feature you can do is you can create folders, and then you can move things into the folders, drag and drop. And then you can also delete folders. That's a very, very good feature to have. Passes with flying colors again. And the final one is the terminal. I usually use this for Git and everything, for passwords and quick testing as well. So this also needs a plugin. A plugin is by Google, and it's called Terminal. Just scroll down to it. Where's Google? Right there, Terminal. And it's right there. You just click on it, and then you can run system. It doesn't follow the path of the folder you're in, but you can run system commands. It's a very good feature. So I rated this Eclipse a 7 out of 10. There was some key features which it does not have. It doesn't have the multiple selection. It does not have word count. And other than that, 7 out of 10 is not a bad score. I hope you find this review useful. Please visit ojambo.com and leave feedback.